Welcome to Gospel Today TV. I'm here with Dr. Sam Chan, author of more than 10 books and church consultant extraordinaire. Dr. Chan, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm going to talk to you and all things gospel today.
All right. Well, Dr. Chan, in your latest column, you talked about change the culture, change the church. And we want to ask you a few follow-up questions to your column. First, what is culture?
Culture, simply defined, is this is how we do things here. So if I was to come to your office, Roland, today, you do things a certain way. And that's your culture. And it's not just how you do things, it is the ambience and the atmosphere and just the whole enchilada. So culture is, if I am at one hotel, that hotel has a culture. A restaurant has a culture. Every house and home has a culture. Every church has a culture.
Right.
Every corporation has a culture. So a culture is simply defined, this is how we do things here.
Yeah.
Now some do it better than others.
Right.
I understand that. But it is still, this is how we do things here.
In your column, I'm reading from your column here in Gospel Today, and you say, culture, not vision or strategy, is the most powerful factor in any organization. Culture eats strategy for lunch. Why is it that culture trumps vision and strategy? What do you mean there?
Well, I know you're referring to my book, Cracking Your Church's Culture Code. In that book, I give a couple examples that I think I can share with you. For example, let's just say this is a plate. This is a plate, and you go to a restaurant and you order a good steak. And let's say my phone here is the steak. And, if you're vegan, just excuse this illustration.
Right.
So I know that's your culture too. So here's the plate, and I get a steak on that plate. But you look at the steak, it looks great. You look at the plate, and somebody forgot to wash the plate. It's still got old ketchup on it. It has still got old corn on it. It's still got old potatoes on it. Crumbs of bread on it.
Right.
So what does that do to your steak? Steak is fine, which is the vision. Culture is dirty, which embodies and holds the vision. Immediately devalue the steak and you want to send it back. Nothing wrong with the steak, but the plate, the culture is dirty. Another illustration I can give you is, imagine that you needed a kidney transplant.
Right.
And you, Roland, gave me your kidney. And thank you so much for that kidney. Your kidney is fine, it's perfect, it's a great match. But then we discovered that my body is diseased, my body is toxic, my body not well. So your perfect kidney, which is the vision, in my toxic body, which is the culture, is going to reject.
I see.
And that's what happens. That's why I say that a toxic culture will eat vision for lunch. So what happens is people get great ideas, people have great visions, people have great dreams. But unless you create that healthy culture in which that you can put it there, it will never flourish. Last thing about that, the best seed in the wrong soil is not going to happen.
Wow.
So you have to take care of the culture before you implant the vision.
How would a leader, a pastor, go about defining the culture that he desires for his organization or for her organization?
Let me put in a shameless plug. Buy my book.
Yeah. Hey, it's not shameless. Yeah, go ahead. It's a great. I've read the book and I highly recommend it.
Well, thank you so very much. Get it on Amazon or wherever you want to do it. In any case, there are, in that book I described seven keys to culture. Is it okay to talk about that now?
Of course.
To understanding culture. So what I did was I took the English word culture, culture, and I gave each one of those alphabets a word. So the first one, the C, stands for control.
Yeah.
Control is who is really in charge. What are the bottlenecks? How do decisions get made? That is C. U is for understanding. Does everybody in the organization understand not only what you are doing, but why you are doing what you are doing? L stands for leadership. C-U-L, leadership. If you don't become a leadership factory, your sustainability is gone. So what you do in leadership, you discover, develop, and deploy. Then that C-U-L, T stands for trust. Trust is the glue that keeps the organization together. For example, if you did not trust me, you would not be calling me. If I did not trust you, I wouldn't be Skyping back. You know, it's all. I mean, it's everything about life is about trust. So that's
Amen.
C for control, U for understanding, L for leadership, T for trust, T U. The next U is for unafraid. Unafraid means what kind of culture do you have? A culture of fear? Can
Right.
people speak up when they come into meetings? Do they really give their all? Because if there's a culture of fear, then you will not get innovation or creativity
Sure.
or ideas. People will be tentative.
Right.
So that's CULTU, two more alphabets. R is for responsiveness.
Yes, sir.
Responsiveness, how do people respond? By email, text. When you get a text message, do you respond back? Are people lethargic in their responses?
Mhm.
Do they make things happen? And the last thing is E. E stands for execution.
Right.
Execution, that means, you know, in church world especially, I've learned that after all is said and done, more is said than done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The question is, are things getting done?
Sure.
Because leaders listening to me right now are saying, you know, you're so right. We have great meetings, but the outcome of that, the action items, what really gets done.
Yeah.
So that is how, if you are looking at your culture of your church, you take those 7 things and you would say to yourself, okay, how are we doing in those departments? And my book, I give much greater detail on that.
Yeah, you sure do. And I definitely commend you guys to pick up Cracking Your Church's Culture Code, 7 Keys to Unleashing Vision and Inspiration by Dr. Chan. Last question, Dr. Chan. Is there a right culture or a wrong culture? Are there key elements that every culture ought to have?
There are toxic cultures and healthy cultures. So
Gotcha.
what you're looking for is not right or wrong, but you're looking for what is healthy and what is unhealthy. You know, either your body is not right or wrong. Your body is either you're healthy or you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
And so the real question is, where will I flourish the most? If you are in a toxic culture, if you're in an unhealthy culture, you can have all the passion, all the gifts, everything that God has given you. You can bring the greatest anointing. But in an unhealthy culture, it will stymie, it will suffocate, it will finally kill it.
Yeah.
So just look at how can I make my culture healthier, rather than saying whether it's good or bad.
That's great. That's great. Dr. Chan, we appreciate you. We thank you for writing for Gospel Today. Readers, pick up Dr. Chan's book. Pick up Gospel Today magazine. Thanks again,
And
Dr.
everyone
Chan.
listening to me right now, pick up a copy of Gospel Today.
All right. Thanks. Thanks a lot. All right.
Thank you.